let's pose one simple question here and see if it reveals something about us. Are you present in this moment, or are you distracted in this moment? Are you here, or are you somewhere else? Are you actively in this moment of your life? Or is this moment a stepping stone to another moment? Or is there a vestige of the past? Is there an impatience? Is there an expectation? Is there a discomfort? And do they occlude the capacity to be present? Have you considered presence? Have you considered what you feel about presence? Have you thought that maybe you're thinking and hoping that when I get this resolved, when I get my stuff resolved, when I stop being so angry or frightened or scared or whatever it is, when I get those resolved, then I'll be present. Have you experienced presence in your life? Can you recall it? Can you feel what it's like to be present in this moment? Is it full of content? Is it full of thought? Is there any thought? Is there any thought in this moment? For you, not for anybody else. Not for me. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about yourself. In this moment, can you hear the chatter? Or can you feel the turbulence? Is there a constant, low sort of noise that permeates your life? A kind of low-grade irritation or low-grade discomfort that when you get quiet, when you get the opportunity, if you do, maybe you don't. But if you do, then the noise floor reveals itself. These things happen in music. If you've ever worked in studios or worked with audio, you may think something's quiet, and then you kind of listen down a little bit further and there's this low-grade noise. So it is with us. Are you present even with that noise? Are you present and aware of that noise? What does presence really mean? To some people it means silence, whatever that means. Does silence mean no noise? Or has silence got a different quality? Are presence and silence sort of similar? Do they float around? Do they speak to the same thing? Do they speak to the same qualities of us? I think they do. Kind of presence that I'm referring to is not a presence of the personality. It's not a presence of force. It's not I'm being present here. It's not power in that sense. It's deeper than that. And so it is with silence. Silence almost informs presence. We don't have to solve the riddles of our human life, and we don't have to find the quietest place in the forest or the ashram or the cave in order to be present. One can be present, in fact one must be present, or one must aspire to presence in the middle of the washing up. When you're driving in your car, when you're taking your kids to school, when you're in the office, when you're in the work, when you're on the call with the call centre and they don't understand you and they can't help you. When something's gone wrong, when something's gone right, when there's an interaction with your partner or your wife or your husband that doesn't go well in some way, are you present? Are you lost? It's in the ordinary that we come to know whether we're present or not. It's in the ordinary, it's in the mundane life. True spirituality, in many ways, is discovered, or at least the ragged edge of it, where the rubber hits the road, is discovered in the ordinary life, in the way that we meet our discomfort, in the way that we meet our body, in the way that we leave the room, in our expectations, and our rushing around, in our avoidance, in our domestic life. We all have a domestic life. Shine a light on your domestic life and see where it is that you're avoiding being present. Maybe you don't want to do it. Maybe you don't want to do whatever chore it is. Maybe you don't like that. And so that takes you away from being present. But ultimately, every aspect of life, the ordinary and the profound, are all carrying the same invitation to be present, because the one who is present is timeless. The one who is present is ultimately rooted in the eternal. And as the waves of domestic life, or the waves of form, or the waves of chores rise and fall, there's a certain presence with them, but also an unattachment, and a being unattached to them. When I fell in love with the washing up, it wasn't because I loved doing it. It was because I realized the truth of the chop wood, carry water. That all that really is asked of me is to do what I need to do, and to do what I have to do, and to be present in all of that. All of it. To be present in the drama, to be present in the storm, to be present in the washing up, to be present when I'm walking the dog, to be present in the tears, to be present in the sorrow, to be present when I'm meeting another person, whether I like them or I don't like them, to be present. And then when I realize, or when I would realize that I wasn't present, to be okay with that, and to take that falling off, if you like, as being an invitation to come back to just this. It's very simple. And yet the last thing that we can do is be present. Because presence has a silence in it, and that silence cannot be faked. So the more we move towards that deeper presence, so the noise of that which, isn't silent comes up, which is why meditation can be so painful and noisy. It used to be, when I did my sort of vipassanas and all of those meditations, they were very noisy. I was full of discomfort. lots of moving around, lots of irritation, lots of thought, lots of hot emotion, lots of anger, lots of projection, lots of inner dialogue, and ultimately an awareness of the noise within me. So much noise. By and by, over years, no noise. And if there's no noise, then it's possible to just move through life with a certain grace. It doesn't mean nothing happens. It doesn't mean there's a sort of void or a vacantness. It's not the end of intelligence. It's not the end of me. But it is the moving from a different frequency. The frequency of presence, frequency of openness, the frequency of silence, the frequency of an inner harmony. So ask yourself, don't try and fix it. There's no right or wrong. Nobody here is saying, oh, you've got it wrong, or, these are only guides. The only point of this YouTube channel really is to shine a light on, what might be occluded or hidden in the darkness. Nobody's judging. It's neither here nor there. But it is worth asking the question sometime, am I present or am I distracted? Am I silent or is there a lot of noise? Low-grade noise or loud-grade noise? Is it possible to deepen into that awareness? It's almost like just the realization of it itself calls us to something deeper. So it's not about, I realized I'm not present, what can I do? We're caught up in this doingness. It's not about doing. Being with. Bless you.